What's going on, guys, and welcome back to another video, and welcome to your stimulus payment update for Saturday, May 14th. Now, earlier on this week, I promised you guys that so many of you are asking about new stimulus checks, more guaranteed income programs, and all those things in between. And so I promised you guys I would give you a full update on what's currently going on within the United States, cities, states, who's providing what, and who's proposing what. So that's exactly what I'm going to do today. Now, one thing I can tell you, more states are considering passing some form of relief. Whether it's a stimulus check, it's a tax rebate, it's a tax credit, it's a tax cut for gasoline or food. There's so many options out there at this moment. But again, states are taking it almost month by month to see which groups of people need additional help. So just keep that in mind, that help is still coming. It could take a little bit more time though. Now, right now, I want to go over, there's 11 states that are right here that are granting some form of stimulus money. I'm also going to go into some universal basic income programs after that. Okay, so make sure you stick around for this entire video. And if you have questions on any of these states, any of these programs, or on your specific state, please ask your questions down in the comment section below. Now, before I dive into this, I just want to preface this by saying that the federal government, even though they are not the ones giving out the checks, the majority of the money coming from these state stimulus programs, or even the guaranteed income programs, a lot of this money is coming from that $350 billion that the federal government passed in the $1.9 trillion American Rescue Plan. So that's where a lot of this money is coming from. So technically, the taxpayers are paying for it anyway. And that's the reason why states are sending it out, because they have to. And this money has to go out before January 1st of 2025, I believe. So the money has to go out by December 31st, 2024. All right? So let's get into this update. I have a couple websites here that have all this stuff listed. So I want to walk you through this. All right? So let's get started. So here we go. The first one is California. Now, California has proposed multiple different ideas. They've talked about this giving debit cards to owners of cars, right? $400 for fuel. And you'd be limited to 2 cars. That's still on the table, right? That's still something that could be coming. Now, one thing I can tell you right now is this has not passed. This is proposed. Okay, big difference. We also know in Georgia, okay, they're going to provide refunds anywhere from $250 to $500. It's $250 for single filers. It's $350 for a head of household, and it's $500 for a married couple who's filing jointly. In Hawaii, the governor proposed $100 checks to all states' residents. Okay, this is a proposal. This is not passed. One of the issues that many governors are facing is there's a lot of state lawmakers that do not want the governor to pass a bill of a substantial bill that's going to provide income to their residents, because this could potentially sway elections. So that's one of the things that you're going to see moving forward. In Idaho, Governor Brad Little, he approved 12% of this is the state tax. Okay, so you can get up to 12% back as a rebate on your state taxes. Again, that's pretty big. That has already been approved. In Illinois, the governor approved a $100 rebate per adult and $50 per dependent. Okay, you can get, I believe it is $400. Okay, I believe it is $400. It may be $300 because you get $100 per adult. It's yourself and your spouse, and then I believe, I could be wrong, I believe it's either 2 or 4 dependents. If it's 2, then that means $300 is the max. All right, and then they also have $300 in property tax relief. So decent thing there for Illinois. In Indiana, tax refunds will be provided to residents who filed taxes in the state before January 3rd, 2022. It's just a payment of $125. So it's not huge. Okay, it's not a huge amount of money, but it's a little bit. Now here's the one I really like. In Maine, this is a one-time stimulus payment of $850 to anybody making less than $100,000 per year. That's a pretty substantial amount of money, $850. Now, is it going to make you rich? No. Is it going to put food on the table? Yes. Is it going to help you pay for your utility bill? Yes. Will it help you pay for your rent? Yes, it can do that as well. Now, in New Jersey, their governor has approved a one-time payment of $500 for families. Okay? Now, this is a pretty substantial amount of money. And I say this not because, the Biden administration, they passed $1,400 checks. Under former President Donald Trump, he passed $600 and $1,200 checks. Those are pretty substantial. $500 at this time, when many are saying that they have nothing, when many lawmakers are saying that we can't afford to pay for anything, $500 is a pretty good amount of money. All right. In New Mexico, people that earn less than $75,000, not $75, or married couples who make less than $150,000 per year will get $250 or $500 payments. $250 is for people that are single. $500 is for couples. Okay. And then it says New Mexico will grant $500 and $1,000 for single married filers in June. Right. Okay. And then New York. New York has some of the highest property taxes in all of the United States. Well, the governor, she actually did a thing for property tax relief of up to $970, and then suspended the gas tax of 16 cents per gallon till the end of the year. In Virginia, this proposed eliminating the state's grocery tax while suspending the gas tax for 1 year. Now, I want to touch on this for a second. And the reason why I want to touch on this one for a second is because this is exactly what multiple states, not just Virginia, multiple states are considering this exact same thing, is to eliminate any grocery tax because food prices are insane already. Then you throw in a grocery tax, well, it makes it even more expensive. And then suspending gas taxes. What I can tell you is, and Florida has already done this where they're actually going to suspend the gas tax for 1 month, but I believe that's in October. Okay, so just keep that in mind. States are considering suspending or reducing the gas tax. The federal government even has this kind of on their list of options, is to either suspend the gas tax, but most likely reduce it. And it's 18.4 cents per gallon is a federal gas tax. So it could be a substantial amount of savings if you combine federal gas tax with state gas tax and also eliminating grocery taxes. So again, that's up in the air as well, but a lot of states are considering that. Now, I want to dive into universal basic income programs. Now, the reason I want to touch on these is actually pretty simple. There's a lot of states, technically cities, that are considering passing additional guaranteed income programs or universal basic income. And the reason for this is because they're trying to figure out, how can we reduce poverty? How can we reduce the amount of people that are reliant on nutrition assistance and reliant on government programs? Well, the way you get people out of government programs is, well, they could get a job. But here's the downfall. If you go and pass some of these guaranteed income programs, what happens is, according to multiple reports, 83% of people would be less likely to get a job. Not that they wouldn't get a job, they would be less likely to go and find a job. That's 83%. That's a huge number, a big number. So let's get into talking about some of these guaranteed income programs. Again, some of these are still pending, others are already going on. So here's what I can show you. So the first one is the Compton Pledge. Obviously, this is in the city of Compton, but this started in 2020. You get $450 a month, okay, or bi-monthly depending on the participant. It's going on for 2 years and it ends this year in 2022. Okay, it's going to go on for 800 people. The next one is called the Big Leap. this is the big one. Okay, this one right here is the largest one in the United States outside of Chicago. That one, the Chicago one, is new, so obviously that one is not going to be here on this list. But this is for the city of Los Angeles. The program started this year. It's going to be $1,000 payments. It's going to go on for 12 months, and it's going to go to 3,200 people. That's a pretty big one. Chicago, it's $500 a month, but it goes out to 5,000 people. Okay, so it's a big one. In Colorado, it's the Denver Basic Income Project. Now this one right here, it's pending. Okay? I just want to be clear on this. This one is pending. Now it would provide, again, we can read this, but participants will either receive $6,500 in upfront payments plus a monthly payment of $500, or monthly payments of $1,000 per month, or monthly payments of $50 per month. Now here's the tricky thing with this one. Okay, I just want to touch on this for a second. The hard part is what's happening is cities and even states are trying to figure out, should we provide more money, like $1,000 per month? Or maybe should we do just provide it all up front, like instead of $1,000 per month, do, let's say, 4 quarterly payments of $3,000? Would that help? Or just one lump sum of $12,000? Or extend it for 2 years instead of one, and instead do like $500 per month. So what's happening is some cities, instead of waiting for 2 to 4 years to get the results, what they're doing is they're taking, let's say, 100 participants, and they give half of them $1,000 per month for 1 year, the other half $500 a month for 2 years. And so they only have to wait for 2 years, and then they'll get all the results. So that's kind of the thinking behind what's happening over in Colorado. But again, not every city or state is thinking just like that. The next one is actually called the Just Income Gainesville. This is for residents in Alachua County in Florida. Now, what you need to keep in mind with this one, okay, it started in 2022. You get a $1,000 lump sum payment, then $600 a month for 11 months. Okay, so the first one, $1,000, then $600 every month after that. So go on for 1 year. Now, here's the difference. The eligibility and application. Eligible applicants were limited to formerly incarcerated persons with felony convictions. Okay, so that's the difference with that one. They're trying to help out people that, in 115 people that were previously incarcerated. Okay, and I know, a lot of people are going to be upset that, hey, I live in that county. Why are we giving money to people that were, formerly in prison? Well, the reason for this is hopefully they, turn their lives around, and maybe they just need a little bit of money. And one of the issues is people that do have a record, studies show that it's harder for them to go and get employment. So that's kind of the issue behind that. In Georgia, it's called In Her Hands. Now this one, okay, again, it's pending, but applications are open. Now what you need to understand about this one, okay, again, the eligibility. The program is open to women 18 and older who live in certain geographical areas. Okay, so I just want you to be aware of this. Okay, and I believe this is going to be a lot of it's going to be in Atlanta, places like that. But again, this is just what we're seeing. Okay, and there's nothing that says, oh, you got to give the money to the biggest city or the smallest city or the ones that have the most poverty. That's not what we're seeing. What we're seeing is the money's being spread out just in random spots. So that's kind of what's happening at this time. Now in Illinois, okay, this is the one that I was telling you about. I guess it is here. But the Chicago Resilient Communities Pilot. This one right here, again, it's pending, but the applications are open. What this means is they're going through the application process at this time. And I can tell you right now, okay, the deadline right here, okay, this was yesterday. Now, the reason why I'm bringing this up, and again, some of these are already going on, others are, ending. This one just ended yesterday. But the reason why I bring this up is actually pretty simple. Because this one right here is going to give $500 a month. Let's go for 12 months. Let's go to 5,000 people. This is a pretty big one. Okay, this is big, just like the one in Los Angeles. But the reason why I want to touch on this is simple. We are seeing more bigger cities offering guaranteed income pilot programs. And as we see more, a lot of large cities offering this, what's going to happen is smaller cities are going to start to jump on board. And you may live in a smaller city. You may not live in New York or Chicago or Los Angeles. Okay, you may live somewhere nearby. But again, this is what we're seeing. There's a lot of money to be spent. A lot of states still have billions of dollars. Cities, same thing. And so we're going to start to see more and more cities offering some form of relief. Again, and let's just point this out really quick. This is $31.5 million. $31.5 million. I guarantee you the state of Illinois has more than $30 million. Okay? The state probably has billions of dollars in unspent funding from that 350 or their portion of the $350 billion that they received from the Biden administration and Congress when they passed that $1.9 trillion American Rescue Plan. So the other one here is in Louisiana. Now this one started in February of 2022. This one's going to provide $660 per month for 12 months. However, eligible applicants, including Louisiana residents who are single parents, okay, you have to be single. There's programs out there for single dads. There's programs out there for single moms. There's programs out there for African American women, right? People that have been incarcerated. The list goes on and on. They're just trying to find specific groups of people that they can help out. And this is going to go to 110 people. In New Jersey, it's called the Newark Movement for Economic Equity. This one right here started in 2021. It's going to go on for 2 years, so until 2023. It's going to be 2 semi-annual payments of $3,000, or you get bi-weekly payments of $250. Now, people are selected randomly for this, or were selected randomly for this. Some are going to get $3,000. Others are going to get $250 payments. And this is exactly what I said before. Okay, remember, I said that some programs are trying to figure out, do we give $1,000 for a year, $500 for 2 years, break it up, give $12,000 up front, $3,000 quarterly, right? That's what we're seeing. So keep that in mind. This is kind of what's happening here. And then in New York, it's called the Bridge Project. So this one is actually going on for 3 years, so until 2024. It started in 2021. It's going to get $500 or $1,000, goes on for 3 years. Now, you had to make under $52,000 per year, okay? Now, this is actually going to be going to about 600 people. What I can tell you with this one is New York's a very tough situation, okay? It's interesting with New York, California, places like that, mainly because they have a lot of money. Their expenses and what it costs to live in some of these cities like New York City or even Los Angeles, it's pretty substantial. And so what's happening is many lawmakers are trying to give the less fortunate people that need a little bit more help, trying to get them the help that is needed. So that's what we're seeing here. Again, there's a lot of these different programs out there. This list that I gave you of the universal basic income and also the stimulus checks that are out there, this isn't a complete list. There's more stuff out there, okay? But this is, it's a pretty good sized list. Now, if you are looking for more help, one thing I can tell you is there is additional help. One of the things that's out there, there's more assistance for broadband, for internet. You can actually get free internet, which is pretty big. And the Biden administration has been working with, I think, 20 internet providers like Verizon, AT&T, places like that, to get faster internet or just give you free internet so that you can do your work, go to school, or anything like that. So there's additional assistance out there. There's still more rental assistance money that has yet to be provided by multiple states. Some states have run out of money, but again, there's a lot of stuff out there. Okay, so just wanted to fill you in on that because I know there's I get questions all the time like, hey, here's one of the questions I got just the other day. Hey, Is there more money for people for rent? The answer is yes. Another one, can we still get SNAP benefits? Yes. The other one, can we get SNAP benefits if we are collecting Social Security? Yes. There's a lot of benefits out there. Okay, so I just wanted to provide you, well, I guess it's not really a quick video anymore, but I wanted to provide you with this quick little video to just show you that yes, there's still money out there. Hopefully there's still options for you to go and get some. And if not, just understand there will be more programs that become available. And as they do, I promise I'll be here to give you an update on where those are, who's going to get them, and when you can actually apply. So just want to thank you guys for watching. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Have an incredible weekend today as well. Make sure you subscribe if you want to stay updated on everything that's going on. And I'll see you guys on the next one.